Masechet Avodah Zarah Daf Yod Ter Moral 34 lines down. Rava had a stiran in a pasuk. Div al Peh. One pasuk says the Torah wants the students to sit on the wings. Uchtiv another pasuk says al kiseh on a chair. So what is it? You're sitting on a chair or wings? Betchila al Peh. Initially, you learn Torah upon wings, which means you're looking around. You're going from area to area looking for a new teacher, for a good teacher. Ubasuf al kiseh, and then you end up sitting on a chair. Right? You sit on a chair because you have someone who teaches you. Well, sit on a chair, you listen to the Daf 268. See, Pasuk says, Berosh Mirum, you sit on top of the heights. Uktiv alei derech. It also says, Adarech. It says also on the way. Which one? But initially you sit on top. Ubasuf alei derech, then afterward, the person realizes that he doesn't know anything he learns, then he could solve the problems himself. Ularami also had a stira. Steve shetemayim miborecha. Initially, right? Drink water from your own, like your pond or your pool. What the Nabas says, "Vinozlim mitoch be'erech," this is from your well. So is it a small pool or is it a well? Where it says bitchila shetem miborech. Initially, you have a very minimum, limited amount. That's why it's considered your own little pool. But so after you learn, vinozlim mitoch be'erech, you'll have like a flowing well, which is unlimited water. Marati was mean hon behevel imat bekoves al yad yadeh. In Museddam Torah a person, like it's a play on the word hevel to havel. If a person makes his Torah where he studies a lot in one shot, mid he won't remember anything, he'll forget. But if he gathers slowly one daf a day, Yarbe, it'll increase his learning. The Marsa Maravayat, Rabbanan Lahamilta. Tamim do this. They learn a little bit at a time. Ba'avre aleha, and it works. It's good to review too, right? There's no issue of playing the daf twice to review it. It works. Try it. I actually practiced it, but came Medina worked. I had to remember stuff. What is the pasuk for saying that a person who, like a hunter who tricks people, will not be able to cook his own food? It means a person who studies and learns Torah just to improve others, just to cheat others, to make believe he's a tzaddik, and not to know it for himself will not live long. I mean, Rosh Hashanah says Sayyid Ramani Aharuch. He asked like in a question form, will a cheating hunter will be able to end up eating? Meaning, a person who does the wrong thing, will he end up remembering his learning? Meaning, a person has to do the right thing in order to remember his learning. Get it? He says, "Mashallah, it's a comparable to like a person who traps birds. If he breaks the wings of the birds first after he traps them to prevent them from flying away before trapping another, Kulam became a bit, then he'll be able to keep all his traps. Trap birds. But he doesn't take care of the wings first, he'll lose everything. So the person also has to review it well before moving on. The tree is considered rooted among the water. What is referring to a person who wants to learn Torah? Ki'ait shatul means a truly rooted. V'lo ki'ait na'tu, not a planted tree, which means kula metorah kinei achad. Whoever learns Torah from one rabbi, in will never see the berachah because he only has one way of learning at things. That's what rooted means. Rooted means multiple people versus planted means once. Malhud of Hizla Rabnan, Rav Hizla told his students, I want to tell you something, but Mr. Finish, when you hear this, you'll actually leave me to go elsewhere. And he said this exact thing. Sure enough, what happened? They all said, okay, fine, time to learn someone else. They went to Rabba. Mother who Rabba, though. Wait, good cop. He said, Hand Saran applies to logic. Once you understand the Gemara and the Torah basic, and you want to learn logic, that's when you should learn from other people so you can learn it from different points of view and ways of thinking. About Gemara, but actual learning, initial learning, Merav Haradif is better to learn from one rabbi, so that you don't have mixed opinions on the basics. Therefore, they don't go back to the Hizdah. I'll have in mind versus streams of water about a beat and I can but I let me show them sure that a person should always divide his learning into thirds. Shlish Mikra, third in Chumash, Shlish Mishnah, third in Mishnah, Shibrish Talmud, third in Talmud in Gemara. The Gemara says, "Mia da'inish kama'aya," I mean, split his life. How long will a person know how to live? That's the answer is, Taniyam Gimel, you should divide your days. Rashi says 2 days a week. In Gemara, 2 days a week. In Hamash, etc. That's what it says. Who says the person knows when he's going to pass away that week? Therefore, he says the person should split his day. Each day should split into thirds. And he says, however, Rabbi Tam says that the Gemara Talmud Bavli has everything already inside of it. Therefore, Talmud Bavli has everything inside. Therefore, you do daf. You're set. Asher Piritin Be'ito, Pasuk says in Tehillim, continuing that it puts its fruit, it brings out its fruit at the right time. Marava Piritin Be'ito, if one bring out its fruit at the right time. بعدها the Pasuk says that everything you do succeed. But if you don't set aside time to learn, if you don't do daf every single day, not everybody. What I'm saying, if the point is to learn every single day. The pasuk says about the student and the teacher. Lo ken harshim kiim. Right, they'll be thrown away. They won't be successful. Marbi abba pasuk mean kila bim halim pila. This refers to what does it mean? Person that can cause destruction and cause victims. This refers to a Talmid who did not learn enough to decide halacha, and he still teaches halacha. And what does this mean? That this refers to someone who is able to teach but doesn't teach. Right? Both are bad. The kind of outcome, how many years should a person wait before teaching halacha? Out of range until he's 40 years old. One second, he only lived to 40 years old. So that's impossible. He must talk for four. Like I said, Hatan B'Shavit over there, law is different because it also goes on age. If it's a Tamil Chacham under 40 and no it's better than him, but if Rabbi was 32 and no one's better than him, then he's able to teach. Okay, so you'll never whether everything you will succeed at. مرة بحبر مرة بعمر لازم بسير مرة بخمر بمرة بمنار شعفيلو صيحات حدين شتين العقليم صيحات هم even the regular conversations about seemingly about nonsense that هم have you should study it, see how they talk, see how they behave. شنو مرة بعد اللي ببغى شنو تصير. If you ever paid attention around a gadol, around people who are up there, you'll see that even their basic mundane conversations are wild. مرة بيشوف النبي زاد دفار زاد كتب على following things written in the Torah بشينا بشتريم mentioned again in النبيين ومشلاش بكتبين also mentioned بكتبين كل الأسئلة بتاع ولا التورا إن خسار مسخين له property will cause him to be successful means for Olam Haba as well so بتورا كتير in pasuk said in Torah ושמרתם את דברי הברית הזאת ועשיתם אותם למען תשכילו את כל אשר תעשון شنو بدهم كتير النبيين as well לא ימוש ספר התורה זה מפיך והאחית בו ימם בלילה למען תשמור את לעשות ולכל כתבו כי אז תצליח את דרכיך. ואז תזכיר, מישהו לאש כתבים mention a third time in כתובים it says, כי אם בתורת השם חפשו בתורת היגן ובעלה, והיה כעץ שתול מים, אשר פיריתם בעיתו ועל ליבו, בכל אשר יעשה יצליח. Machir Rabbi Alexander used to announce, Man ba'i haya, man ba'i haya, who wants life, who wants life? Kanu fa'atu kula amad, everybody gathered around them to hear what he said. Amar le hablan haya, they said to him, give us life. Amar le, he said back to them, Mi aish hafez chayim, nosir l'shincha mera. Who wants life? Stop talking about bad things. Now, Shema Yamar Adam Abishma might think, okay, fine, it's actually l'shincha mera. What's the time of the mera? Fine, I know, I won't say anything bad. About people, I won't say bad things, fine. But maybe I'll just sleep more. Talmud Ma'aleh for the next part, Pasuk says, Sur me'ra ba'asetov. You're turning away from evil, but the point is to do more good. And tov el Torah, and tov means Torah. Shneimar Pasuk, ki lekach tov and haterachem, prati ata'azavu. If you finish that Pasuk with me, good job. Hegiya l'kipa makom sh'ma'adim ba'avodah Zarah. Mishnah said it. Let me throw back to Mishnah. You're able to build a bathhouse until the dome of the Avodah Zarah. You can't build a dome. Where it says, in Bible says that if you built the dome, it's okay. Where it said, Pshita, of course. What makes the problem? It's an accessory to the Avodah Zarah. Any accessory is not a sur until it's used already. So therefore, if you built the accessory that didn't use yet, your wage should be allowed. What's the hidush? The Gemara says, okay, fine. It refers to the actual Avodah Zarah. The halacha is a hidush. If the guy he made the statue itself, it's not considered Avodah Zarah mutar. This makes sense according to the opinion that holds that Avodah Zarah of a Jew is asur right away, and Avodah Zarah is not asur until it's worshipped. Shapir, that makes sense of here because it wasn't worshipped yet. The man damar Shavla Hamim Asur Miyah, but according to the opinion holds that asur right away. How do you explain that over here? It's asur right away, right when you made it. Gemara says, this refers to if the Jew completed the statue, the last hammer blow. Because why Avodat Kohavim Man Kagarim Le? What causes it to become the Avodah Zarah, like the statue? What makes it Avodah Zarah now? Gemar Melacha, when it's completed. Me'emat Hadak Melacha, when is it completed? Makosh Ahron, the last hit of the hammer. Makosh Ahron, let Pruta, and that last blow is not worth anything. Meaning that last hammer that I hit it, I'm not getting paid $1,000 for that thing. I got paid for about 16 hours. Okay, that's why it's mutar. My wages are mutar. I'm gonna see from here. Famous concept. He says the person, Avodah holds according to the pins. Machlok at it. When I hire someone to sew my suit, what am I paying them for? Am I paying them for the end product? So at the end, I'm practically buying it back, my suit for $100, or am I paying him $5 for every hour that he worked on it? And therefore, over here we see that it goes according to Avodah holds the second option because if it was for the product, I just gave you Avodah Zarah, it should be a sword. But he says, no, that last hammer made it Avodah Zarah, but the previous 16 hours I'm being paid for, and not the last second, and therefore it's mutar. Okay, new Mishnah. A person cannot make jewelry for the Avodah Zarah. Like choke necklaces, nose rings, or rings. But as says, Besachar mutar, if you're getting paid for it, go for it. You can't sell something that's attached to the ground like plants. You could cut it. You can, if it's cut, you could sell it. Rida Mary says, interesting. Mocherhu amanat lakot. Sell it to him on condition that he will cut it down. Then it's okay. You know what I mean? I know that you can't sell something. You can't do something attached. Mara bi Yosef bar Hanina. He says, I'm a couple who says lo tehunim. Something attached, holding. Lo titen lahem haniya bekaka. Don't give him something holding in the ground. Don't sell real estate to goyim. And therefore, plants are considered real estate. Gemara says, "Ha'ila dohanim nibayle." One second, that passage mentions something else. Lo titen lahem hain. Don't give them favor. Don't praise them for no reason. Okay, that's the case. Imkin lima kara lo tehunam. Tehunim. The pasuk should have said lo tehunim if you want to teach you about the concept of praising them. My lo tehunim. What does it mean? Special word of tehunim. Don't praise them and don't sell them attached stuff. The Gemara says, "Va'akatim." By the way, one second, pasuk uses something else. The Torah says, "Lo titen lahem matanat al shahinam." Don't give goyim a free gift. So now what? This pasuk is used for that. The Gemara says no. Imkin lemakra lo tehinem. My lo tehunim again. Why this formation of the word? Shmamina kulhu. All three things that you can't sell them something. You can't sell them real estate. You can't praise them, and you can't give them a free gift. Tanakh it says lo tehunim lo tehunim machnia v'kaka davar achel lo tehunim lo tehunim hain davar achel lo tehunim lo tehunim lahem matnat. We see all three options. Amen.